Hello there, thanks for staying with us here on the Joy News channel. I am Blessed Suga and this is UPfront. And for tonight, we're hearing the story again of the main opposition New Patriotic Party. Once more at the crossroads and attempting again to marshal over all of its energies and as much as possible through its leadership to gain more membership and to bring back those who've left the party during and after the 2024 elections. The New Patriotic Party says it is working towards 2028, where it seeks to come back and make a strong statement through the next general elections. But that would not be possible without the reorganization strength of the party, energizing its base. And just as you see there, the General Secretary of the party earlier today addressing the press and laying out some of the plans of the party and priorities going into the 2028 elections. But all of that will come to naught if the NPP remains divided. And that's why the party believes that it needs a strong reorganization strategy. Tonight, we'll hear from one individual who's been at the forefront for the party, leading together with the others and making sure that this reorganization process becomes a success. I'll tell you about him shortly. But first, what I want us to do is to hear from Justin Kundria, who's the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, and what he has to say about what's happening both in the country now and how he wants the NPP moving forward to reorganize and capture political power come 2028. Here are excerpts.
That the New Patriotic Party had to cause a complaint against government-sponsored harassment and persecution of our members. The party held demonstration and numerous press conference on matter, reminding President John Mahama and his government that we are a nation of rule of law, and asked the NDC government to put a stop on their continuous weaponization of the state security and the judiciary against political opponents. Unfortunately, all our calls have fallen on deaf ears. But as a party, we shall not back down on our resolve to fight this injustice. The worrying trend where members of the New Patriotic Party are detained beyond the lawful limit, subjected to unreasonable bail conditions, and effectively denied justice. This practice contravenes Section 96 of the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Act 1960, and the Supreme Court precedents, including one in Oko versus Republic and Matipegu versus Attorney General No. 2, which affirm that bail should not be punitive or withheld merely as a punishment, and that bail condition must not be unreasonable or onerous so as to amount to a constructive refusal to grant it. This is anchored on the constitutional principle enshrined in Article 19(2)(c) that a person accused of committing an offense shall be presumed innocent until proven guilty. However, under President John Mahama's administration, a person is rather presumed guilty until the person proves his innocence.
The position of the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. Beyond that, he then zooms into the status of the party and in fact outdooring now what's believed to be a new framework for the New Patriotic Party that will serve as the party's constitution going into the future. There's a call also on all other members of the party who may have felt aggrieved at some point, left the party in the lead up to the 2024 elections, to return and to build a more unified party going into the 2028 elections. And that's why there is this call now to open up once more and to issue cards to members of the New Patriotic Party as part of the reorganization process. But where's the party now? And is the party safe and sound going into the 2028 elections, knowing that they want to win the elections? Let me introduce you to Dr. Charles Jomina, who's National Treasurer of the New Patriotic Party. He needs no introduction for us here who work in this space, because he's been here before in the lead up to that race when you were asking delegates of your party to support you to be treasurer for then a healthy new patriotic party, I believe. Do you feel that your party is still healthy as we speak?
To the cherished viewers and those listening on radio, it's always good to be back here.
Yeah.
I mean, a political party exists primarily to win elections. And so when you go into an election and you're unable to secure the slot, as in the ultimate victory, there will be disappointment, there will be a bit of sadness and all that. But that cannot in any way be equated to not being, as it were, living, not being active and all that. Yes, there are setbacks, no two ways about that. And there is the need for the party to pause, listen, and then re-strategize. And that's exactly what the party is doing. Party leadership is trying everything possible to ensure that we pause, we listen for the feedback, and then take the necessary steps.
Are you really listening as national executives of the NPP? And pardon me if I say this, but I've not seen this kind of luck in the history of the NPP before. It's almost as though this election, the 2024 election, was kind of unique, and everybody's throwing salvos at the leadership of the party. Do you take collective responsibility as leadership of the party for what?
Naturally, as I indicated, you exist to win power. People put you there primarily to win power. And so if you don't secure the ultimate, there is what we call the collective responsibility. You can't run away from it. You'll just have to accept it that, yes, collectively, we wanted to get to this point. We couldn't get to that point. And so we couldn't get what we're looking for. But beyond the collective responsibility, I always say that looking at it collectively is like looking at a forest. When you look at the forest, from afar, you might think there is one big tree together with all the branches. But when you enter the forest, you will see that indeed there are so many trees, and each tree has a specific position. And so, yes, collectively, there is that responsibility. But beyond that, we need to also assess what really went on. And that assessment starts from the basic, right from the polling station level. Our officers who were tasked to, let's say, do canvassing, how well and how effective did they do it? We go to the electoral area, the constituency, the region, the national. In doing so, the aim shouldn't be to point accusing fingers or do blame game, but rather to learn from the positives so that we will be able to enhance them in the next cycle, and then the negatives we learn from it. I don't think that there was nothing positive about what happened. There are positives and there are negatives.
Who should be taking the ultimate blame now?
There is that collective responsibility. Ultimately, the leadership of the party is tasked with making sure the party secures the victory. And so if the victory is not there, then in the principle of collective responsibility, you take responsibility.
Yeah, but if you're going with the cancer theory, you ought to identify where the source of the problem is. If you don't cut it out, it will come back biting harder.
And that's exactly what the party is.
You know what went wrong with the party, didn't you?
Well, the party has to go through the process. I mean, you don't just...
I mean, why is there a difficulty on the part of any party member to just mention names and say, well, he was responsible for why we lost the election?
That would be blame gaming. And at this material moment, you don't do that. When you do that, you miss out on the essence of having deeper introspection and deeper analysis. Because you can... It's easy to blame game. You mention this, throw about names and all that. It's not me, it's me, it's not me, it's me. At the end of the day, you waste the time, and the lessons that ought to be learned will not be learned. So we are saying that instead of bandishing names about and all that, let's rather do the analysis. The Okwe committee has done a big chunk of it. What's left is now for the party to go deeper and then, as it were, get to the bottom of it, implement what has to be implemented, restructure what has to be restructured, with the ultimate goal of learning those useful lessons. For me as an individual, it is about the lessons. What has happened in 2024, we can't go back to change it. However, it has presented us with an opportunity to learn useful lessons. And these lessons will now inform our steps going into 2028.
Doc, you're a fine diplomat. But by the way, he was a former deputy ambassador to China. So yeah, you know how to be diplomatic around these issues. Here's how uncomfortable I'll make you feel now. By looking at your role, for instance, because you are the treasurer.
Right.
It appears the NPP didn't match up in terms of cash to the NDC going into the elections. You didn't raise enough money for the party. Would you agree that?
Well, there is this saying that in True, we say, day.
Okay.
You know, he who keeps the purse doesn't make so much noise, so to speak, literally. Yeah. And so it will not be very appropriate for me to sit on air and be talking about how much we raised.
So if the NPP lost, they wouldn't have been because of cash?
I don't think logistics or financial resources were the reasons that we lost. It could be to the extent of, did they get to where they had to get to?
Right.
That could be a point, you understand? Because if you have so much resources and you're unable to get to the intended people, get to the people who really need to use it to work, then the resources will be, lack of it at that level will be a cause of it.
Because I'm sure that within your ranks and within the party, you've heard some of the people throwing about some of these claims, because everyone is just blaming each other at this point.
Well,
some would say Dr. Dana was not resourceful enough, did not raise enough resources, and that's how come the opposition overran us.
Well, fortunately, that hasn't come up yet. I haven't, in all these stuff, I haven't come across a single one that goes like there weren't enough resources. Probably is one of the our most well-resourced campaigns we've ever had as a political party. But yes, to some extent, you could say that the channels through which the resources were sent, did we have thoroughfare? Did we have the channels open all through to the end? So if there were blockages anywhere, then of course the resources wouldn't get to the intended people, and that could be a reason. But as to whether they were available or unavailable, those things have never come up.
Okay, let's close the chapter on this. Do you have suspicion that some people did not use campaign funds as they should?
I mean, you've run an election, things, whether it went well or not, there is always, in the financial sector, there is always the need to do an analysis of what happened. Even in the aftermath of victory, you still need to do an analysis and find out, did these resources get to the intended people? Did the same quantum get there? Did they get there in the real time that we needed? So three things. Did they get there in the same amount, in the same time, and to the people intended to receive them? These analyses you do all the time. And through that, you learn, you pick useful signals and draw very useful lessons from them. So yes, I mean, these analyses will keep on, and the outcome of it, you don't bring it on air to do that.
I thought that would have been the last 8 months into opposition. Have you carried out an audit, a financial audit on how campaign funds were used in the end?
We do that all the time.
And that was done in this case as well.
The outcome, we never put it out in the media.
Have you done that?
We do that all the time. We do that all the time.
Including this year's elections?
Not only in general elections. You know, as a political party, we are bound by Art 574, the Political Parties Act, where we have to submit our returns to the EC, and we do that, we comply. NPP is one of the few political parties in Ghana that is up to date. We always comply because we believe that these things enhance our democratic credentials, these things make the country solid, and so we comply at every point in time.
Now you're looking for more members as the New Patriotic Party. Do you think you'll get them? Is the NPP as attractive as it should be now?
We will get members. There are more people who want to join. There are more people who still believe in the party. In fact, a lot more people out there who may not want to join a political party still believe in the New Patriotic Party. They see what's happening. They see what happened under NPP, and they see what's happening now. You can take them issue after issue, sector after sector. More people are feeling a bit unsafe, a bit insecure now compared to when NPP was in power. You can talk of the judges. These were people who felt so safe and secure. But today, we are hearing that there is this uneasiness among judges because you don't know when you'll be summoned to an office to answer for your judgment and all that. So people still have hope in the New Patriotic Party. But as a political party, because of the defeat we encountered, there is the need for us to restructure, re-energize and reorganize our base. And that's exactly what we're doing. That in itself calls for creating the avenues for more people to come on board. And I believe that's part of the reasons why we had a press conference
today. The NDC is not buying your narrative that there is general insecurity or intimidation in the country. At least we have evidence of the last reports by Reporters Without Borders pointing out to crackdown on dissent in the country. And that was the last time the report was ever issued. It was under the rulership of the NPP. So why do you want to make us believe that it is rather the NDC who's intimidating people?
You see, these reports don't get authored in a day. It's over a period. And I'm sure as we speak, they've already picked the details, they've already picked the signal, and we're just waiting for these reports to come out. So naturally, you don't need someone to come from outside the country or from outer space or wherever to tell you you are safe or not. You yourself, you feel it.
You feel unsafe in this country?
And sometimes I feel a bit unsafe.
Really?
Yes.
Because the police is after you, or who exactly?
Because let's put it in this context. Right. We have certain categories of people who are supposed to be very well protected. Right. So when there is this agitation amongst them, then you know that something fundamentally is wrong. I mean, how on earth will a judge feel so insecure in doing his or her own job?
The NPP hasn't provided a single evidence as of now to say there is a single judge in this country who says, I feel unsafe. What judge in this country has made that claim?
That in itself should be a cause of worry, because who wants to bring the name out so the person is out of job? But you have to
provide evidence if you make claims.
And some of these things, that's why we say that this thing is going on. It is up to leadership of the country to now come out to let the general population know that no, judges, if we've done something that is making you feel so, it isn't so. Feel free. It's up to the leadership to reassure them.
It's the NPP who has to speak for judges when there's a clear association of judges and magistrates in this country. They haven't spoken. They haven't come out to say there's intimidation.
It's a matter of time.
Why? Is it not curious to say that it's only the NPP now who says we're speaking for judges?
I wouldn't say we're speaking for judges. We are reiterating what some people, how people are feeling, the perception out there, so that through the presser, we are communicating to the leadership of the country that, look, if you may not be aware, these things are happening. There is uneasiness among the judges. These things have never happened.
You're not doing this simply because of the Chief Justice, the fact that, the former Chief Justice, there's a new Chief Justice that will be appointed.
Well, you see, whatever the cause is, the bottom line is there is uneasiness. That is really affecting the independence of the judiciary. And there is a need to take a look at it, reassure the people. And I believe His Excellency the President can do a better job for the nation by going out to reassure the people. Some time ago, there was this talk about this perception about third term, this, third term, that. It created a whole lot of uneasiness in the country. He came out, reassured the nation. I'm not considering it. That rested the matter. We are looking forward to him doing something similar so that uneasiness that is creeping in our...
What from President John Mahama will give you the assurance in the NPP that there's no intimidation or attack on the judiciary?
Just as he did with the third term bid. He should come out.
What exactly do you want him to do? Reinstate Get to Talk on? Is that what will appease the NPP?
He knows what he has to do.
No, but that's why I'm asking, because
he knows what he has to do.
You haven't spoken about it as a party.
I'm saying he needs, as the father of the nation, he needs to reassure our judges. He needs to reach out to them and get them to know that, look, go about your normal duties. We are not out to victimize anybody. Let it be clear so that people can go about their duties.
Yeah, but who's making the claim? We haven't identified or settled that.
Well, if you are a journalist, if you really dive into it, you will know.
Party appears to be speaking for individuals who should be ordinarily speaking for themselves.
That's why I said the very fact that they cannot come out to speak confirms this perception of fear and intimidation. Under President Akufo-Addo, people could come out to speak. There were a lot of dissent and all that. Nobody felt that I am intimidated. When I come out to speak, I will lose my job and all that. We are gradually getting there. I am worried as a Ghanaian, not just because I'm an MPP. I am worried as a Ghanaian. I want to be able to speak my mind within the normal confines of acceptable speech, freedom of speech, without any fear, without any fear of being victimized or being pushed and put through a lot of stress. That thing has to be cut out. A president can do a lot of good by reassuring the nation, by reassuring our judges, and we will all be okay with that.
Do you take responsibility that part of the challenge we're facing with our judiciary is because of what the NPP had done in the erstwhile Akufo-Addo administration? As we speak now, in fact, President John Mahama cannot equate to President Akufo-Addo on the number of individuals he's appointed to the bench at the supreme level. That's part of the blame that goes to your party.
You see, when you always want to say NPP, NDC, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3,
yeah, but we're
get there.
We
were talking about what's happening now. We're talking about what's happening now. So if the former president did certain appointments, and today, because people are feeling unsafe, people are feeling pressured, people are feeling insecure, we want to equate that to this. These are two different things. The former president went about appointing whatever number of judges he wanted to within the confines of the law. If those appointments made people feel unsafe, if those appointments made people uneasy, he would have gone out. As a father as he is, he would have gone out to reassure the nation that, look, these appointments are made to make the work progress, to advance the cause of the nation, not meant at intimidating anybody. Fortunately, there wasn't any such thing as people feeling intimidated by the appointments and all that. And so we shouldn't just compare to, it's like comparing oranges and bananas. They are just of two different categories.
But is this not among, yeah, okay, you may want to land
but
on
the point is that fundamentally there is uneasiness within the judiciary. And I would want to reach out to His Excellency the President. I know he's watching. He's listening to you and watching at the same time.
This is the
Mr.
point.
President, you did it with the third term bid.
Yeah.
And the whole nation was calm afterwards. Please, if you haven't heard, we are letting you that this is going on. The least you could do is cause an investigation into it. And if you are so convinced that indeed people are uneasy, people are afraid, then take the necessary step to calm people down. Because the independence of the judiciary is paramount to all of us. It is part of the bedrock of our foundation as a nation, and we cannot compromise on that.
Challenge me on this. The long game for the NPP is the Operation Recover or Loot, isn't it? Some say you're uncomfortable, and now speaking for the judges, because many of your compatriots are now facing accountability. Are you not speaking now as a political party simply because you believe that more NPP appointees may be lined up for prosecution in the coming days?
We within the NPP, we are law-abiding citizens. NPP is a political party that thrives on democracy and the rule of law. And if at any point in time somebody is found guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction, we will never shield that person. We will never say that this person will not allow you to go to. No, we won't do that. But we are saying, just as the Constitution says that, innocent until proven guilty, nobody should jump the gun and be a judge, be a lawyer, be the same person, state attorney, to prosecute. Don't do that. I mean, we've seen it. The Attorney General will have a presser, and everything is geared towards declaring somebody guilty. I mean, that's so unfair. And that's what we're talking against. We're saying that.
Are you not shocked about some of the revelations we're getting from the?
That is the intended goal, to get the general population. Hey, MPP people, is that what you did?
Yeah. So, but you screamed as well when you heard about some of these revelations.
No. These remain mere allegations until proven in the court of competent jurisdiction.
The Auditor General report is out on some of these cases in Port
This is very important for you and I, because tomorrow, anybody can get up and say, that, hey, you've done this, you've done that, you've done, create evidence, whether real or fake, and then slander you in the public.
Yeah.
But if the public is to take that and to judge you based on it, by the time you are proven innocent, your reputation will be damaged beyond repairs. That is why in our body of laws, we say you are innocent until proven guilty. Nothing prevents the Attorney General from heading straight to court. Let us have the proceedings in court. You can do live proceedings, live coverage. Let the Ghanaian people know what's happening in court. At least this wouldn't be in the courtroom of the AG. This wouldn't be in the kitchen of the AG or in the bedroom of the AG. It will be within the confines of a court of competent jurisdiction. And the Ghanaian population will know what's happening in real time. Is it so difficult to ask? That's the least we could have as a nation.
The AG is the lawyer for the Ghanaian people. You believe in the office, isn't it?
The AG is the lawyer for the Ghanaian people to uphold the rule of law in Ghana, to uphold the constitution of the republic, which also says that any individual should be presumed innocent until proven guilty.
But he's not said anyone is guilty. He's just laid out what he says he said, so facts are.
Those facts are meant to be laid out in court, are they not?
Some are out already from constitutional bodies that should raise the alarm. You are a treasurer, fortunately, so you understand the work of the Auditor General, for instance, which is now making pronouncements through his reports on some key financial infractions, say even in the case of the NSS, for instance. That's a categorical statement. You don't even need the AG to make a pronouncement on it, is it?
Good. That is why there are rules and regulations. You have these findings, there are procedures to follow.
Yep. So if the AG re-echoes that will not be trying someone in public, is it?
But you have procedures to follow. The rules of engagement do not say that go stand in the public domain and pronounce A, B, or C. Follow the procedure. Where you need to recover, you recover. Where you need to search out, you search out. Where you need to prosecute, you prosecute. All through lay down procedures. That's not too much to ask. That's all we're asking for as a party. That look, don't just slander people. Don't just level accusations on people. So when you go to court and these people are presumed innocent or these people come out innocent, what happens? You come back to say that, I'm sorry. And by doing that, you are also indirectly tying the hands of the judiciary because you've already put out something out there. People are screaming, hey, some might even end up being false pieces of evidence. And when we keep on doing that, today it may be happening to certain people within the NPP. Tomorrow it may happen to ordinary Ghanaians who may not even be politically affiliated. And that will gradually run this country into a chaotic environment.
And it's not just your posture, but the posture of the party on these issues of corruption. You told me earlier that you were listening to members of your party. Are you sure you are listening? Because well-meaning members of your party, including your last flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, we don't know if he'll be the next. I don't know if you want to hazard a guess on that. Or you'd want to...
Go ahead with the
question. I see. Anyway, we'll get to that. He's spoken and he says, look, the New Patriotic Party should just apologize to the people of Ghana. That's the posture he wants you to take. Are you listening as the executives of the NPP? You're not apologizing for all of these things that happen under the NPP.
See, there's one thing apologizing. And yes, for all intents and purposes, for not securing victory to continue free SHS in the style that we wanted to, for not maintaining victory to go ahead with our fight against Galamsey, for not securing or maintaining victory to continue the numerous infrastructural programs and projects we've embarked upon as a party. We have let down the people of Ghana, and we need to apologize.
But you're not apologizing for corruption. You did mention that.
So, if I've already stated it, if any member of the New Patriotic Party is found guilty, nobody within the party will shield that person from facing the law. Nobody. In fact, even those who have been accused, not yet proven guilty, we are not shielding them. We are not. All we are saying is that the AG or the government should follow the laid-down procedures. Take them to court. Fast-track it if you want. You can have your hearings televised live, day, morning, afternoon, evening, so we can get to the bottom of it in record time. We are in support of that. But do not try the people in the court of public opinion based on what you have, because there is the need for the person to have his or her say. If anybody levels an accusation against you today, in public, you may not have the opportunity to react or respond to it. You may do so, you may not even have the same trusting. But in the law court, as the person is saying, you would also have the opportunity through your lawyers or you yourself to also defend yourself. And at the end of the day, the judges will know, the people of Ghana will know. That's all we're saying. We are not, and I need to make this very clear, we are not condoning acts of corruption, whether real or perceived. We are not also shielding any individual who has been engaged in corrupt practices, whether real or perceived. All we are saying is, yes, you need to accuse the person and then prosecute and go. Do that within the confines of the law, in a court of competent jurisdiction, not in the media, not on Joy FM, not on Facebook, not on Twitter or any other social media or media platform. Do it in the law court and give the judiciary the independence it deserves to go about its lawful mandate. That's all we are asking for. And no one should misunderstand us by thinking that we are defending corrupt practices. No, because those funds, if they turn out to be true that indeed people have misappropriated funds, people have siphoned funds, these are funds meant to develop the country for you and I. Both of us get to benefit. The people in the villages get to benefit. The very people we represent as political party officials will also get to benefit. And so we will not allow any individual to, as it were, take it to enjoy by himself and family members alone. These will not be tolerated. But let's do that within
the NPP has prided itself as a party that has the men. Sadly, the fear from the grassroots of the party is that at the rate at which prosecutions are going, by next year, the men will not be left standing.
You see, that this and many others make us believe that, sadly, the AG is doing a propaganda.
Against members of the NPP.
He's become, someone said propaganda lawyer. That's a term somebody used today. The AG may be going about his lawful mandate. No two ways about that. But this same mandate prescribes the format to use. Why is it so difficult for him to follow that format? It's one thing being in transition or being in opposition, saying we'll do this, we're doing that. And another thing, being in government, actually in charge of things, and then continuing your propagandist approach. No. ORA was set up within a transitional period. That period and now, there are two different things. If you have the evidence, which he claims he does, no one is stopping him. Go to court. Prosecute it in court.
Someone is also saying to the NPP, go to court if you feel what he's doing is illegal. Because this is a party, the New Patriotic, and you read the political history of this country, almost all the top lawyers in this country do come from the NPP, known ones, reputable ones, renowned lawyers in the NPP. Why are you not able to take on the Attorney General for a breach of either the Constitution through what he's doing now?
Oh, processes are underway. Processes are underway. Oh. And honestly, I don't think that's the right thing for him to do. Because if he keeps on doing that, we'll be compelled as a party to also come out and also be doing our stuffs in the media. But no, we don't want to belittle the issue of corruption and the fight against corruption. These are very important issues because corruption destroys nation. And the fight against corruption should be paramount to everybody, whether NPP, NDC, everybody. I am in full support of fighting against corruption. If anybody has done something untoward, that person must be made to face the music. But in doing so, give the person fair hearing. If you try the person in a court of public opinion, how will the person defend himself or herself? By the time you even get there, it will be done. You see, what's happening is that if I now come out to try you in the public opinion, everyone around you, even those who may have pieces of evidence to support you, might want to back up because now the whole nation has been turned against you through sensationalism, through social media, and a lot of things. Whereas in the court of competent opinion, you say it, you prove it, there is cross-examination and all that, all within regulated space. And at the end of the day, you have your say, and then the AG also have his say. And when all is done and dusted, and you are pronounced guilty, no qualms about that. That's what we are saying. We are not against the fight against corruption. NPP is not. Okay. NPP is in full support of it, but that must be done and done within the confines of the law. Okay,
we're back to the New Patriotic Party now. Monetization is taking center stage in the party. I'm not the one saying that. Former Speaker of Parliament, Michael Kwe, who supervised the reorganization report of your party, which is now ready, is saying monetization is taking center stage in the NPP. You're part of that process because you hold the key to, you know what's in there. You're now charging, for instance, those who want to lead the party in the next elections. What's the figure again?
I thought you've done your research.
No, yeah, but I mean, I want to hear the verified amount from your quarter.
So which one do you have?
Because
So
you're charging candidates now to pay a development fee. I'm not sure what the amount is because the party has denied that. But Adanimo, for instance, is out saying it's part of the reasons why he didn't run for president. You're losing more and more good men who are in the party, who are seeking leadership position in the NPP. And it's all because you, as the treasurer, you're now monetizing the NPP.
No, that's very interesting. I thought you'll come out with the figures and all that because you usually do your research but coming on set.
but you've denied the figures.
The point is that the electoral process, you have to pick nomination forms and then you file your nomination forms. But you're going to lead an organization, and as the leader of the organization, you should be able to attract donations. You should be able to attract resources. As a test of this ability to attract resources, we tax all those who are interested that, look, lead fundraising events. We are not saying bring the money from your pocket. So if you are saying you want to lead our organization, and a key part of your leadership of the organization will rest on your ability to attract resources to run the organization, we tax you. Do something for us to see. And so all the leaders then started fundraising. Nobody paid as an individual from his or her pocket. No.
How do you know that?
They did mobilization.
How do you know that for a fact?
Because that's what we asked them to do.
But you were charging the candidates. You could have gone directly to your party members to say, we need cash to fund party activities. But you're placing a significant charge on
there are two different things. There are two different things. There is one thing, the party needing cash and the party wanting to raise it. And another thing, the party really using it as a test to see the ability of the eventual person being able to attract.
But that's not a pre-requirement per the constitution of the NPP. Your constitution doesn't spell out that if you want to be presidential candidate of the party, have the ability to raise more funds for the party.
Well, the constitution does so. You should be able to lead
the party.
Leading the party is very broad.
With other national executives,
you should be able to lead in a fundraising.
Should raise more funds for the party.
But in any case, you should be able to lead in your ability to attract votes. You should be able to lead in your ability to attract resources. You should be able to lead in your ability to attract human resource into the party. And so leadership of an organization like a political party is not restricted to just a few things. It's very broad.
Is that you may not get a fair playing field for all of the candidates, for instance.
That point must be made clear. You see, you could have a true leader who may not have the money, but because of his leadership qualities and because of his ability to attract, when he speaks, he'll be able to get people to come on board to support. The party never asked individuals to bring their own money.
You didn't ask them to pay a certain amount?
No.
What's the total package for running as president in the party?
You need to pay your pick your nomination for your nomination forms and then file it.
And that will be a total of?
These amounts are not cast in stone. As and when the party
so you don't. So then Adanimo is trying to come out to say you're not being fair to the individuals. Then
no, they are not.
You're not able to mention to us as the NPP how much
it's open secret.
Because he's making a claim
but
that you said pay an additional development.
You do not know because no one sees
because I'm not in the party.
If you ask me, I'll tell you.
Yeah, so tell me about it.
We advertise that you need to pick your nomination form for 100,000 Ghana cedis and file at 500,000 Ghana cedis.
What is the development fee for?
I have explained it This has been about the 4th time.
No, I get your point, but you haven't put a figure to it. Are you being fair to the candidates? I'm asking because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is already out. He, in fact, even before picking up forms, came out to support you as leadership of the party, the staff. I believe. I don't know if you also received your cash, by the way.
Oh, he did. He didn't give cash.
I don't.
Oh, then I'll pick the details from you and go for mine. I'll take the details and go for mine.
I don't know if he did give cash.
How much
to you.
was it?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, but he says he's supporting the staff of the party. Then you had Kennedy Ejapon also come through. He says he's giving cash to the party. All of these things you're doing, you're kicking out those who do not have the cash.
No.
You know, it's more of a race for those with the cash now, isn't it?
It's so easy to veer into that realms where you think that people making donations, people supporting the party financially are more or less doing it to skew the party in their interest or in their favor. It's so easy to do so. But let's decouple these and then get to them one by one. The issue of the development levy, I'm going out on it the 5th time, and hopefully I will get it this time.
I hope so.
The development levy is not a levy to be paid by an individual. It is a levy primarily to support the party's development. Now, because you are going to lead the party should you become the flag bearer, and leading the party entails a lot more, including your ability to attract votes, your ability to attract resources, your ability to attract human resources into the party, and many others. There is the need for you to demonstrate a semblance of these abilities we've just spoken about. And so when the party asks that, let us get these people who have devoted themselves to support the party, go out there and then see what they can do by way of attracting votes, by way of attracting resources and all that. It is so to test and give the delegates the clear understanding that all these people are capable. Any of them can lead a party should that person emerge the winner, because even in the process, they were able to lead a fundraising to bring in X amount of money as development levy.
So the NPP is not for sale?
No, it isn't.
Look at the lineup of individuals who've sailed through now. These are top financiers of the NPP. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Kennedy Ejapon, Dr. Brian Echampong, the former education minister. Well, with the exception of Engineer Kwabena Ejapon, I think almost all of them have been immediate past government appointees. So it's someone with the cash, isn't it, for the NPP? Not
necessarily. I think there are more people with more cash than these people you've done. You understand? So if it's an issue of the party being for sale, then we'll probably go look for your boss, the owner of Multimedia or Mr. Despite or any of these big say Sam Jonah and all that. They have the cash.
Sam Jonah to support
this is for sale. Please give us the cash and take it. No.
I see.
It is mainly aimed at making us know that we trust you. We've checked you on your capacity to lead. We've checked you. You can bring in some votes. Let's check you on other stuff.
That should be the ultimate thing. It should be about the votes, isn't it? All about the votes.
Lead some fundraising effort. Let's see what you can do. And that is what the development levy is about. It is never a matter for sale. So that if tomorrow you feel you want to lead the MPP, let's assume you are a member of the party and you don't have any money, but you have what it takes to be a good leader. All you need to do is to get the people out there to know that indeed you can lead. Let them believe in you. Let them buy in you, into your vision, and they will support. And that will confirm your ability to attract the resources.
You're starting your reorganization with a presidential race, for instance, and if you disagree with the former Speaker of Parliament that the party is becoming monetized, the race for the presidency will challenge you on that in terms of reality. Look at the rhetoric from all of the candidates running for office.
What's that?
Okay, I'll give you an example. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia now says, well, I brought the ideas, but these individuals claiming they have money and that they can secure victory for the NPP are not the ones who created the opportunity. I did so. Kennedy Ejapon comes through with the rhetoric on money. Same with Dr. Brian Echampong. It's all about money, isn't it, for the NPP? I mean, all of these individuals, it's about money.
That's campaign. People will say all sort of things in campaign.
Yeah, but you don't disagree that money is
what you've just said, what you've just said confirms what I've been trying to explain to you. I mean, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is saying that I may not have the money, but he's been able to pay the development levy, meaning that people...
No, I don't believe he doesn't have the money. I mean...
Well, you are just saying... You won't tell me that.
He's a
and I'm saying,
president.
This is someone saying he hasn't got the money, but he's been able to lead a fundraising.
Will you buy that? Will you buy that from Dr. Mahmoud?
You are just saying, I'm just taking it on what you said.
Yeah.
You're saying he said he hasn't got the money.
That's what he says. And it's because the rhetoric has always been about money.
He's been able to because he's been able to sell his vision. People have bought into it and are funding. The same could be said of others.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that it is not a matter of it being available to the highest bidder. No. The party is not for sale. Our presidential slot is not for sale. It is for the person who is capable of bringing in the votes. It is for the person who is capable of taking decisions that will inure to the benefit of the party and the government and the country. Yeah. It is for the person who is capable of attracting resources to run the campaign, resources to run the party, resources to help us capture victory in 2028. And it is incumbent on all of us to ensure that those we are clearing to go into the race, any of them could emerge winner. It would be very wrong on our part to clear people who cannot attract the resources, so that when they become the eventual winner, then we'll say, oh, we didn't know he cannot pull votes. We didn't know he cannot bring in the vote, because it's about securing victory and leading a nation. And these are very key ingredients for that.
I'm interested in your story, for instance, because it won't just be about the leaders, trust me. I'm looking at the CDD latest reports on the political cost for campaign financing in this country. A presidential candidate to be successful is not doling out less than 200 million United States dollars to become president. I'm not sure that, okay, well, I don't know their capacities, that any one single individual amongst all these four could raise that cash. It would depend on other executives and people who would want to run for, you know, various positions in the NPP. What role do you intend to play in raising that amount for the party, or perhaps playing a leadership role in supporting that reorganization process, because you need the cash?
Well, in our party, we have a finance committee, and the finance committee is primarily responsible for raising the funds for the party. Right. And as the national treasurer, by default, I'm the secretary to the finance committee. So I'm part of the committee that brings in the resources and all that. And as treasurer, my role is to manage what comes in, to make sure we're able to use it for the intended purposes. And as part of the finance committee's broader vision, the finance committee realizes the fact that the party should be very strong on allowing every individual to feel a part of it. Collective ownership of the party. So today, we re-echoed the dues payment. These are not new
Are
provisions.
you increasing the dues?
Oh, no, it's still the same.
Still the same.
10 cedis, 8 cedis, 5 cedis, and 2 cedis. 4 categories. Whichever feels cool on your pocket, you do so. And once you are a member of the party, what makes you a good standing member, or a member in good standing per the constitutional provision, is your payment of dues and attendance of meetings. And so maybe for some reasons, for a long time, we weren't really enforcing that. We are now saying that we will enforce it. So make sure you pay your dues using the use the short code *920* 270 hash. And we've also introduced this booklet, the dues booklet. I mean, these dues are no more going to be collected at the constituency level. They all come to the central pool, and from the central pool, we take it there. But people still want to have, something to prove. Because this time around, because you're paying electronically, you are given an electronic receipt that comes on your phone, and the data is also stored on the party's database. But for those who still want to have something physical, we have these booklets for them. So we encourage that. It's optional. The booklet is optional. The payment of the dues is not optional. That is a compulsory.
That's what would determine your membership.
Exactly. But having this booklet is optional. From Monday, God willing, they'll be available in the various constituencies for 10 Ghana cedis. You buy it. Once you pay your dues, you go to the constituency office, they check the system, indeed paid, and they will endorse it for you. So you can keep this.
And with this, hopefully you can become a delegate of the NPP to decide for the presidency, I believe.
Well, it is not your payment that is making you a delegate. You are a delegate by virtue of the fact that you've been chosen as an executive at the polling station level, electoral area, constituency, region, and national. That makes you a delegate if you fall within the category. By virtue of the fact that you are a member and as such an executive member who has the privilege of voting, you also need to fulfill your obligation as a member. And that basic obligation is to pay your dues. And so we are saying that going forward, if you are not a member in good standing, you will not be allowed to exercise your franchise. You will not be allowed to stand for elections. And that's for all internal elections, about 6 or so.
One thing I know for a fact is that all of these delegates would want to vote in the next primaries. And some of you would want to contest for elections. The nominations will be opening. Some delegates say you should take up another role within the party, say general secretary or whatever position may be offered, or you may be urged to take advantage of. Is Dr. Dwamina in any other race apart from being a treasurer of the
Well, I'll be contesting when the time is due, but at this material moment...
Contesting us?
It's open secret. I'll be calling for the position of General Secretary.
General Secretary of the...
But at this material moment, there is work to be done. I have been given a task, and my colleagues and I are working hard to ensure that we get that task accomplished. And so I wouldn't even want to spend a minute on a future ambition. I'm focused on today. What I've been given.
Some say you already have a new advantage because you'll be the one to decide who gets onto the electoral roll.
No, that's far from me.
Because if you say, well, I've not received the cash, they're not getting cleared to be on the roll.
This payment system is such that, by the way, it's an in-house technology.
I see. I mean, you can put it out. Maybe the NDC will learn and buy from you.
They can. They've been learning from us most of the time. So it's our own homegrown technology. Greetings to our IT department. They're doing very well. And it's viewable at the constituency level. So if you pay your dues, your constituency officers will know that you've paid your dues, you're in good standing or not. Your regional officers, they will know all the constituencies within the region, those of us at the national. So it's not a matter of only the national treasurer deciding this is in good standing or not. That decision is based on your payment.
I'm being timed out now, but I want to find out two final issues, I believe. If I get that at the end of the conversation, I'll be okay. The first one would be about what would change about the NPP if Dr. Dwamina gets the nod as the General Secretary of the party.
Are you talking about in 20? All right, go.
What would be that major thing, that one big thing that would change about the NPP if you're giving the nod?
You see, I believe that the political party development in our country, not just NPP, I mean, major political parties, follows a particular trend. At the inception stage, parties were more concerned about getting people to buy into the ideologies, getting people to follow the choboy and all that. We've gotten to a stage where now we've gotten the people. They believe in your ideologies. They believe in what you can do for them. What's next? To keep them and to keep on bringing people, we need to invest. We need to empower these people. We need to empower our base. Everything should be aimed at one, ensuring that the party members are empowered. If party members are empowered, whatever they do comes back to the party. Two, we need to ensure that going into 2028 is more data-driven so that we are not just taking decisions or sitting and believing that one size fits all. It should be targeted so we know what it is. And we should fight in discipline. We should make sure all the things that really draw us back. And somebody getting up saying A, B, and C, doing things in his or her own way without recourse to party, we clamp down on all these things. Ultimately, it will make the party more attractive. And when the party members feel they've been empowered, when they feel their welfare issues are upheld, they will come out to support the party.
If it's not Dr. Dwamina, who else should it be?
The party people will be the best deciders. They always get it right. They will decide. But for now, let's focus on this. Let's get our mobilization drive going on. And I believe that collectively, the kudos will, credit will go to the team.
Let's hear about that. And when you get some cool cash, Remember that you can share that with a team here at Joy News. Just maybe. You can share 10% is enough for us. It's not too much.
Oh, but I'll take you up on that cash. you have to go look for the cash and get what's
Anyway, thanks so much, Dr. Jawuna, for joining us here on Upfront. That's all time we'll allow us. We'll see you again here on the Joy News channel. Until then, log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Blessed Suga. And of course, next time you see us, we'll be on a different subject matter. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.